Grand Rising Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, the comments, the generous donations in all forms, everything. I appreciate it all. We're going to ring the bell. Let's go ahead and clear out this energy, and we're going to see what the message the Spirit has for us this Friday morning. I just heard the word bittersweet. Something is bittersweet. Almost like one of those things of, it's bittersweet. You got to take the good with the bad, like somebody's trying to say, kind of like it is what it is. Something about somebody, that's how somebody's feeling. Something is bittersweet. Like something about some people don't change. Like somebody is only out for themselves. They don't give a flying about their kids for real. The kids were what they used as pawns in a chess game when the kids were small. Now that the kids are adults, it's like they're pitting everybody against each other because they want to see what they can get the best out of the kids. Like let's just say that there was 3 or 4 or 5 children. They're pitting all of them against each other, making all this unnecessary shit to see if those kids will compete with each other to give them the best deal. Like whatever biggest opportunity I want, that's what I'm gonna get. That's what I'm gonna take. Somebody's only out for themselves. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Robert, Malcolm. Hey, Shaylin. Bottom of the deck, we're going to start with this one. Something about building a home or their home. Yeah, somebody, like I said, somebody feels very burdened, maybe with their home life. Or maybe this person is the one that's causing the problems at home. Because, like I said, somebody is like they have this wish that they want what they want. You know how we get that? We want what we want. But something about some rejection or this opportunity or them rejecting somebody, that's starting to be apparent. That's starting to come out. That like how this person really truly is starting to come out. That's manifesting. Yeah. And see, somebody thought that they had it good. All they had to do was sit back, say this, say that. Just don't let them all get together. You let them all get together and they start talking, that's when you're going to blow up the spot. But somebody felt like if they can just keep them all separated, they'll be doing good. So somebody thought that they was going to be in the flow, but that's not happening. Because shit ain't happening like they thought it was. Hey, Bumblebee Princess 13. Yeah. Something about somebody, somebody's scheming. Somebody was scheming to burn up something, to destroy something that would have put somebody else in a good position. Like this, because if you got somebody like that in your life, they don't want you to do good ever. Ever. Because if you do good, then you're going to realize that you don't need that person all up in your ear telling you how fucked up you are. Hey, K Hypsee. Somebody was trying to destroy something that belonged to you that would have put you in a good position, whether it was mail, whether it was a message, whether it was an opportunity. Somebody was trying to destroy something that would fuck you up, and then they want to be all sneaky about it because they knew it would have been a fresh start for you. It would have been something that you put your heart into. Like, let's just say that you coming up with this new thing. Like the young gentleman that's turning plastic into that plastiline, that gasoline for cars. Like somebody, like, let's just say that he received, some invitation from Shell or one of these big gas companies, gasoline companies, or petroleum companies, whatever, that they wanted to work with him on some new, project, and it would be in like something like a 10-year guarantee for him, and he would have made all this money and got all this, and the patents and the copyrights and everything would have been in his name and stuff. But there was somebody in his life that was hating on him, that when that letter came in the mail, first of all, they committed a crime and they opened up somebody else's mail. Secondly, they read that, and you know what they did? They burnt it. And then they want to act all innocent, like they don't really know. I don't know. I haven't seen no letters or nothing. Knowing that was somebody's heart desire, but they secretly did something against somebody. Yeah, then that made somebody have to like really look at this other person and study them. Really look closely at this other person, like really looking at how this person truly shows up. Because sometimes we could see something but swear, but when we talk ourselves out of, no, that's not what we really saw. We didn't really see that person sharpening a knife and putting and writing our name in it. We really didn't see that. But then whenever we're like, David, what you got in your hand? Oh, nothing. You got that knife with my name. That's what makes us really start to pay attention to somebody when they do something to fuck us up and they acting like they did. That's when you pay attention. Hey, Anissa. That's when somebody realized that they needed to be strong by themselves, or somebody needed to do something. They needed to work on, they needed to get themselves together. Fuck with somebody else that don't want to change. They got to clean their own life up. They got to get themselves together. Because they had to realize somebody was only out for self. And it may not be one person. It may be all of the kids collectively realizing they got to get themselves together. Because even like I said, it was almost like, what was the first word I said? I heard. Anyway, it's almost like a double-edged sword. You got a mama, but your mama's trying to kill you. That's a double-edged sword. Some people be like, oh, be so thankful that your mother's still alive. Yeah, okay, well, but she done did this, she done did that, she done did this, she done did that, she done stole from me, she done slept with my man behind my back, she done talked bad about me, she done turned my kids against me, she done did this, she done flattened all my tires, she done this, that, and the other. So yeah, be thankful that you got a mother. It's one of those types of things. Yeah, and see, something about within the community, I feel like somebody tried to create a picture in the community that everything was all good. Everything was all good. And like, see, this is the same type of person that tried to paint a picture in the community that they was just the bee's knees. Hey, Jeans and Biscuit. That there was nothing nefarious going on. They wasn't doing nothing nefarious. No. They would never do that. This is somebody that wanted to make it seem like they was just, the empress all day long. They just sat back and let things flow to them, and they're just the empress, not really sitting here talking about how they really doing the most. She's somebody, I don't know, like I said, it could have been one, it could have been a few of them. They all making a fresh start. They all know they got to stop something. They all know they got to cross this finish line. Because they all know that somebody is not in their best interest. They had to look at the big picture and realize sometimes you have to look at the big picture, and you got to boss up by saying, you know what? I felt so let down by the maternal figure, the paternal figure Whoever was in my life that was supposed to have guided me in the right direction, I felt so let down by that. I know that I wasn't treated kind. I know that they didn't treat me right. I know that they tried to do this, they didn't try to do that. They snuck around, they did this, they snuck around, they did. So it's almost like you got to boss up and say, okay, well, I have to be the mother to myself that I never had. I have to give myself that loving, that care, that nurturing, that encouragement, everything that I never received from that person. I have to do that, or vice versa. I got to be the father that I never had. You know, you have to give it to yourself. Yeah, somebody was sitting here. They're thinking about they're thinking about coming to a psychic, or maybe you're a psychic and they're thinking about coming to you for answers. The first, the last, M1N7F. How are you? Says, what are you talking about? You, they, you're insane. Would you like to not do this? I can help you. Here, let me help you instead. Let's do this. There you go. I helped you instead. Yeah, because see, somebody feels stuck. They feel stuck. Hi, High Priestess. How are you? And they want to become unstuck. They want to learn how to fill their cup like you filled your cup. They're ready to think outside the box. Like let's just say that there were some siblings. It's you and some siblings, and you was the one who thought outside of the box. You was the one who left the coop. You was the one who said, I'm done with this. Hey, Cleo. And so you was the one that left. The rest of them was sitting here and they stayed back because they felt some sort of duty, obligation, and they really didn't know the truth. But now they're starting to find out the truth, because it's almost like they're being prohibited from speaking to each other about what's really going on. Hey, Keith M, how are you? Yeah, I'm telling you, they are now awakening. They're starting to find out what's really going on. And see, this whole time that you've been in solitude by yourself, you've been growing. You have been ascending. And so now this person, they want to do what you did. They want to have that number one goal, like your number one goal. They want to reach the pinnacles like you reach the pinnacles. Whereas because you chose to indulge in love, loving yourself, loving others, loving people more than things. And yeah, and now somebody else, these people are really feeling the grief, because you know what, they had the opportunity to do what's right, but instead they chose to follow somebody that was not leading them in the right direction. And they're finding that they're in grief because they followed somebody that was going in the wrong direction, and now they find themselves in grief, like, in their shoes. And not only that, but like I said, somebody tried to put these people against each other to try and make them like see who competition, who was better. Like somebody trying to compete with, two lovers, to you and him, or you and her. Okay, whoever can make me feel the best. And it wasn't just with sexy time either. It's just with relationships, that intimate, intimate moments. It doesn't have to be about sex. But see, this is divine timing that's happening now. And people are starting to look at you, and they see that you are on your grind. They see that you were doing so much better. And they know inside that the reason that you're moving forward It's because you stepped away from the toxicity. It's because you chose to step away from somebody who was choosing to not love you or not show you the respect. Something about some people don't change. Hey, Lightworker William, this person was only worrying about themselves and what they can get. Some people don't change. You know, just because someone, and a lot of times we are given grace, we're given credit because when we're younger, we're doing all this kind of crazy, weird shit. But when we get older, that's when we start gaining wisdom, patience. Our heart starts changing. We start changing, morphing into mature adults. Some people don't. Some people don't. Yeah, like I said, sometimes, you know, as we get older, that's when we start doing more. We start being more conscientious. You know, we try and deal with those inner child wounds. We start to try and seek guidance for working out our own issues from when we were younger. But like I said, some people don't. Hi, Deborah. And so now that this person that didn't want to change, it's all fair that they can't, that they're stuck in their head. It's fair that they're having these issues. It's fair. And this person is sitting here looking at you, receiving blessing on top of blessing on top of blessing, and everybody's sitting here looking at you, wondering how you did it. Bottom of the deck, King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. These are two different people. And somehow these people thought that you may have been coming back. This could have been, you know, two of your siblings as adults. And maybe, like I said, you left the nest, and they knew that you were just going to be coming back. But you bossed up and you was gone. There is no coming back. There is no returning to the abuse that, you know, was once, you know, tolerated, but now is not going to be tolerated anymore. And see, people are starting to wake up to you know, things that were done, how somebody may have been, you know, abused, how somebody may have been the perpetrator, the instigator. Hey, Joshua, you are on active duty. Thank you for your time and your service. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, see, and that's why people are noticing, you know, how, you know, you bossed up, you left the group, you left, and you're doing good. You're away from this or you may even, you know, something about you being single and stable, or independent of needing like the dependency of a relationship. People see you doing good, real good. And now somebody, they're sitting here and they're thinking about this. It's like they're getting this idea that they want to stand up for themselves too. They're ready to stand up for themselves too. Yeah, it's almost like they have so much respect for you now. And they didn't realize how strong you were on the inside. They didn't realize how dedicated you were to move forward. And no matter what was said, you didn't care. And let me tell you something. You still move forward, and there was some really bad shit that was said about you. You didn't let that stop you. You let that encourage you. That you let that inspire you to move forward. Some people are realizing that everything that was done against you, it's almost like you stuck everything in your pocket as, okay, anytime I need some fuel to the fire, to why I need to get my ass the fuck up out of here. You pulled something out the pocket and was like, yeah, that's right. Let me put this in the little tank here and use as some fuel to the fire to get up out of here. Hey, Rotten Rob, how are you? Mm-hmm. But something that you had spoke about, you said something about, whether it's the love in the family, the whatever. What you talked about was there is no love. There's no togetherness. There's no this. There's no the things that a lot of families have. Like I said, it was bittersweet. That's the word. Let me write that down. It was bittersweet. Some people are sitting here talking about how you have to just be so thankful that, oh, everybody's alive. You got to be so thankful. But that's the sweet part. But the bitter part is y'all don't talk. They treat you like shit. You was abused. You was neglected. You was excluded. So it's like bittersweet. Some people understand, and some people can't even conceptualize. You're fine, Joshua. Hi, Davy. Wait. Daviety Kings. How are you? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hello, ye son. How are you? Yep. So, it's almost like you had to do what you had to do for you. And ghost, just leave. What they used to say, damn. You bounced. And now people are sitting here watching you. Watching you and holding back. They're watching you and they're watching you and they're hoping that you don't sit here and talk about everything that you know. They're hoping that you don't sit there and spill all the tea. Hey, John, how are you? Because everybody basically knows why, somebody left or what's really going on or why people want to leave the nest. People ain't confused anymore. Like they don't see what's going on. They're not confused anymore. They see exactly what's going on. They saw the forest through the trees a long time ago. And now this person, that was the person that didn't want to change, now that they're sitting here all, in their feelings and their emotions, having ups and downs, really going through it. Because like I said, they've been acting out for a while now. For a while. It's like this has been somebody who's a sociopath or has some type of what is it? When you got two different personalities, whatever. Because look, one is like so dependable, the other one is reckless. So people didn't really know who they was getting. A twat waffle. Yeah, bipolar. Joshua said bipolar. Bipolar. Rotten Rob said a twat waffle. Either one. Yeah. But see, now that people are looking at it and thinking about it, and thinking about you, and they're starting to see that how balanced you were and how you had to come up with your own plan. You had to do your own thing. How you had to. It seemed like you balanced situations out. Because if you was somebody, the person that is being abused, that's the person that's the smartest person in the room. Because that's the person that has to know how to balance everybody else's bipolar, schizophrenic, crazy asses out. sociopaths, narcissists. They have to learn how to work around all of that. That's the smartest person in the room. And see, now somebody's trying to think of a plan to like, I feel like somebody wants to extend the olive branch because they know that the truth is coming out. Clarity is being had, is being seen. Everybody is starting to put two and two together. And people are starting to realize why they're feeling like, like not a part, not a part of the group, not accepted, not included. They're starting to realize that they're not really, they wasn't really happy in that type of situation either. It could have been a group of like I said, a family with some siblings. Let's just say that there was 5. One of them left because one of them said, "Fuck this bullshit," and they left. So the other 4 that was there, they had to kind of come to grips and terms that, you know what, we're not happy either. We know why Helen left, because our maternal figure is pitting all of us against each other instead of encouraging all of us to get along. So we know why this one left. We need to sit there and be real with ourselves because we're not happy. We need to sit here and be real with ourselves and say, okay, this one left because of, honestly, truthfully speaking, is because of this, and we did this, we added to this, we encouraged this, we allowed this, we act like we didn't see this when this shit was happening. Now we don't want to be in this no more because we're not happy. And we see that the one who flew the cuckoo's nest, that's the one that's happy. That was the smart one. Instead of them sitting here, staying in the abuse, they escape. Now we want to escape this abusive, toxic situation too. It's almost like that. Hey, Tia, how are you, sweetie? Yes. Somebody wants to come to you. They want to apologize. It's like they want to do things to show you that they are really truly apologetic for their actions. They want to go slow, and they want to build up, with you again. They want to repair, this household, this home, this family. Hey, the blue star 2222. Yeah, and they feel like they can do it. They that's what they truly really want, because I'm telling you, this group, they finished with this. They done. Like, close this cycle on all this fighting and shit, carrying on. Because like I said, the other siblings are sitting here looking back like, wait a minute, who the fuck is really who's really the problem? And they see who the problem is. The one who was causing all the bullshit. And that could have been, like I said, this could have been somebody, a mama who didn't want to be a mama, but was a mama anyway, and didn't care, didn't even, was depressed or some sort of thing, didn't want to be no mama, didn't this and that and the other, blah, 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 blah. But, you knew you had to work on you. You knew you had to work on your spirituality, and that's exactly what you did to turn your life around. You worked on your spirituality, and let me tell you something. Your spirituality is what has saved you. Let me repeat that. Your belief in the Most High, your connection with God, it's your spirituality. It is your connection with energy. It is your belief in you that has saved you. This was a generational curse. This was something that had been going on from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. And it was time for it to stop. You were the one who finally had the courage to speak up, speak the truth, and shame the devil. You told the truth about these lies that was going on. And you know what? Like I said, it's that bittersweet. It's that bittersweet. Yeah, you may have had a mama, but if your mama's sitting here causing your heart space pain, is that good? Or would you have been better off not having a mama? If it's the same person that was given to others, that was more given to you, was that good? I mean, if you had to get, if that's all the love that you was shown, was you good? Was you good? See, these are things that somebody had to figure out. And that's whenever somebody had to realize that they needed to put themselves first. They had to save themselves. Because they had to realize they wasn't getting what they deserved to receive. This is why somebody had to put somebody on call block. Cut them out. Stop talking. Stop answering the call. Because, even if it was your mama, this is somebody that was bringing you a lot of strain, a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, a lot of stress. So that's why I said this was one of them bittersweet types of things. Yeah, sure. Sometimes people say shit just to be saying shit because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Yep, you made the best decision in your life that you made. And that was to heal. That was, whenever you are afforded these new opportunities, when these new opportunities are given to you or provided to you, it's like you're not gonna tell anybody about it. You're not gonna share. And it's not so much of you being stingy not sharing, it's just you remembering who is deserving and who is not. And now the same person that didn't want to change, because they didn't want to change, they see that they put themselves on the spot. They messed it. They sacrificed themselves. None of us want that, Mom, Davy. None of us. Rotten Rob. Yep. See, this mother is now upset that she didn't work on herself. She's looking at like, you know what? I could have been in line to get the Mother of the Year award. And she's seeing now that she had plenty of opportunity, several cycles to listen to her intuition, to what her intuition was telling her. But instead, she acted like she didn't hear it, like she was confused. I don't know what the fuck is being said. Yeah, she was all in her ego because she didn't think that, shit was going to change. She thought all she had to do was sit back, keep everybody separated, whisper in this one's ear, whisper in that one's ear, tell this one it's that one's fault, tell that one is this one's fault, tell this one is that one's fault, and so forth and so on. Yeah. Something about somebody, she was hoping that somebody was coming back. I don't feel like somebody ever coming back. They ain't ever coming back. And she's just now waking up to that realization. They ain't ever coming back. So she get to feel that bittersweet too. Because it's all this bullshit. Like I said, they ain't ever coming back. When these siblings wake up to how much bullshit that they was dragged into, they ain't never coming back. They completed what they finished this. They finished this. They you know, and they feel in a certain way about it because they know that you was the one who was giving less than. They know that they was giving more than. They know that you know you anytime that somebody gave you something, there was always some something attached to it. Oh, you know, you want that? You gonna have that, but you got to give me this. You gonna have that, but you got to do this first. There was always some type of stipulation, some type of, there was no unconditional. There was always some type of condition. And now you came out on top. Now you came out on top, and they're wondering how you came out on top. But now they want to come out on top. Or if not on top, they want to come somewhere comfortably in the middle because they don't want to be involved with this no more. They tired of dealing with this shit no more. Yeah. They tired of this. It's like they've been hearing the same shit since they was kids. They've been hearing the same shit since they was kids from the same person who bringing the negativity. The same mama been saying the same shit since they was kids, and they tired of it. You're tired of it. And she the only one that got herself caught up in the situation, and now she acting confused like how I get here. What? Huh? Are you for real? You okay, ho? You for real? What's the message, Spirit? Confirmation. Yep. Yeah, this is like I feel like this is Spirit giving somebody a wake-up call. Letting them know, you know, yeah, that they should have planned to make this change, or they should have planned to give this. I feel like, you know what, this is Spirit giving somebody a wake-up call that you need to go ahead and extend some type of olive branch to somebody. Because they know the shit ain't right. They know that they got to do they got to do a whole lot of growing. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Somebody ain't got something to say, or somebody. I feel like somebody's not talking. Somebody's not saying something that needs to be said. I feel like it's this person. She not talking. She not saying what need to be said because she knows there's no excuse as to when she say what she got to say. There's no excuse. There is no excuse as to how you was sitting here acting like the biggest fucking witch working with the fucking devil. Trying hard to just take what you can take from your kids. So you didn't care about, you know, all you wanted was for you. What, Joshua? Yeah. And this is confusing. Somebody is confused. They're not confused. No, I take that back. They are not confused. They want to leave everybody else in confusion as to their actions. They want to leave everybody else in confusion as to their actions because they feel like that's their best bet. It's almost like, you know, if they feel like nobody ever has the full picture, then they can't really say what's going on. Yeah. But you know what? I feel like there's so much evidence that's kind of stacking up against this person about how this person was was trying to manipulate things. There's so much evidence against this person, how this person was trying to manipulate things. This person got themselves in a position that it's going to be impossible for them to heal. But like I said, the siblings, everybody's starting to watch. Everybody's starting to see now, confirmation, what was really going on. Yeah. Anything else from this deck? And then we get ready to swing the pendulum. Yeah. Whatever this was, this ended this. Like I said, there was, what did I say earlier? Somebody said, wondering if they's ever going to come back. They ain't never coming back. This shit is over. This shit is over. Somebody ain't never coming back. Somebody ain't never going to have a relationship with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, however many kids they got. They're never going to have another relationship, because you know what? They decided that whenever they was doing this fuck shit, what type of relationship they was going to have. They decided that. And so now they have to accept the truth. The truth is they're left out in the cold. That's the truth. They left out in the cold. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and swing the pendulum. I love y'all. Oh, Lightworker William, thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and swing the pendulum. Which way is the pendulum going to swing today? Spirit, which way is the message going to? What's the answer today? It looks like it's going yes. You have a beautiful day too, High Priestess. I feel like you are going to. We just got a confirmation. Yeah, the answer is a yes. All right, thank you. So, hey, K Hypsee, Lightworker William, Shaylin, whenever y'all are on, if you see somebody like, who was that said that old crazy ass comment? Somebody said some old crazy ass comment talking about I wasn't gonna do shit. I was like, okay, watch this. Somebody says something, and I kind of put them on block. But if y'all see something like that, please go ahead and feel the need to pull the cord on that one. You know, their comments. So, all right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I love y'all. Happy Friday. We will see each other again soon, hopefully this evening, because I don't have no plans. All right, I love y'all. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate everyone. Lightworker William, thank you so very much. I appreciate you all. All right, bye now.